In this video, we're going to talk about the part of the N400 for week 4, on which we talked on questions 22 to 29, which are questions about crimes. So if we read, it says, if any of item number 22 to 28 apply to you, you must answer yes, even if your records have been sealed, expunged, or otherwise cleared. You must disclose this information even if someone, including a judge, law enforcement officer, or attorney, told you that it no longer constitutes a record or told you that you do not have to disclose the information. In other words, if this applies to you, you need to let the officer know. Let's go over question 22. Question 22 says, have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? So in this case, they're asking you if you ever committed a crime or a little offense and you were not arrested. So you should say yes or no, depends on your situation, and then you need to explain. If the officer asks you what happened, then you should explain. Or if the officer asks you why not, if you say why not, you should say I respect the law. Question 23. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including an immigration official or any official of the U.S. Armed Forces for any reason? So if that has been the case, you need to explain yes or no and explain your situation. So I'm going to give you some basic information you need to know. If you were given a ticket, like a speeding ticket, in this question, you need to say yes and explain that you were stopped by the police because you were speeding in your car. If you ran a red light and you were given a ticket and stopped by the police, you need to say yes on this question. If they gave you a ticket, like a parking ticket, you don't need to say yes on this question. So everything depends if you were stopped by the police, you. Question 24. Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Again, the question here is being charged. Being charged means that they think that you might be guilty. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are guilty. It's that they suspect that you are guilty. Or if they give you a ticket. If they give you a ticket, it means that they put you a charge. They gave you a charge. So you need to say yes or no and explain what happened, if that is the case. If no, you say no because I respect the law. For question 25, have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Yes or no depends on your situation. Convicted means you were found guilty. If you were found guilty, you were convicted. If you had to pay the ticket, the speeding ticket, it means you were guilty. You were convicted. Question 26. Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program? This question means that you were found guilty, but the judge decided you were not going to jail, you were going to stay home or going to a rehabilitative program. If that is your case, you need to explain. If no, say no. Question 27. Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Yes or no, it depends on your situation. So suspended sentence means that they gave you a sentence because of the crime or offense, but they decided to suspend it, to cancel it. Being on probation means you were not put in jail, but they gave you some special treatment to make sure that you were not going to commit the same crime. And being paroled means you were already in jail, and because of good behavior or other circumstances, they let you out free, but but it's conditional. You need to go see your paroled officer every month or every week, depends on what they told you you were supposed to do. If that is your case, you need to explain. And answer B. If you answer yes, have you completed the probation or parole? Question 28. Have you ever been in jail or prison? Yes or no? If you have, then you answer B. How long were you in jail or prison? You need to say the years, months, and days. Remember, you need to be truthful in these answers. Even if an attorney or a judge told you that you no longer need to mention this because it does not constitute your records. If you read this clear, it says that you need to explain to the USCIS official. And now, if we go to question 29, it says, if you answer yes to any of those questions, you need to explain. So I'm gonna give you a hypothetical example. Let's say you were arrested or detained in your car for running a red light. Why were you arrested, cited, detained, or charged? I ran a red light. What was the date you were arrested, cited, detained, or charged? Let's say that happened 2 years ago, June 12, 2019. Where were you arrested, cited, detained, or charged? I'm gonna say it happened in Long Island, New York. Long Island, New York. What was the outcome or disposition of the arrest, citation, detention, or charge? If you pay the ticket, guilty. I'm gonna say that you pay the ticket. So here you will say guilty. If you look at the different examples, it says no charges filed, charges dismissed, jailed, probation, etc. So it depends on your situation. And that's all for this part of the quiz.